Psalm 41, we've been talking about David, 3 parts to this psalm. How did David want to treat others, okay? And how does God respond to that in terms of us living an outwardly focused life, blessing, serving, giving ourselves to others. And then in verse 5, David turns to God and begins to explain how others have treated him. And we unfolded this. My enemies speak evil of me. When shall he die? His name shall perish. If he come to see me, he speaks vanity. His heart gathereth iniquity to itself, and he goeth abroad and telleth it. So he's surrounded by people, even in his inner circle, that have betrayed him. All that hate me whisper together against this complex rise my hurt a lot to be the shepherd in David's life at this of Israel and care for others, inspire, protect others, and to lead the kingdom. And he's appointed to that role by God, and he wants to be mindful of the weak, and he wants to lead well. But he's surrounded by these people that are devising his hurt, as he says. An evil disease, they say, cleaves fast unto him. And now that he lieth, he shall rise up no more. They're just waiting for him to die. They're waiting for him to catch something, for this whatever illness he's got to get worse. They're hoping that they'll be rid of him so they can unfold their intentions. Now look at verse 9. This is where I want to focus today for just a few minutes. Yea, mine own familiar friend, in whom I trusted, which did eat of my bread, hath lifted up his heel against me. So we know that's a foreshadowing of Jesus and Judas's betrayal. But let me ask you a question. Have you ever given yourself away to truly love somebody? Have you ever become truly vulnerable to somebody and they betrayed you? A familiar friend, someone you trusted, someone that ate at your table, someone that you made meals with, that hurt you, lifted up their heel against you. Well, what does David pray? I want you to focus now on verse 10 with me. First of all, isn't it wonderful that we can take those betrayals to God? Instead of taking matters into his own hands, instead of being mean to someone that was mean to him, he prayed to God about it. You guys catching that? Anybody ever been mean to you guys?
Yes.
Have you ever been mean to someone?
Yes.
That's fair. You've been mean to each other a little bit sometimes, huh? Has Chad been mean to you?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Like today?
Yes.
Today?
No, I haven't.
You haven't been mean to her today?
No, not yet.
Not yet? Well, there's still time left today. We'll try to get it in before you go to sleep.
Stop it.
Charlie, have you ever been mean to Chad? Has she been mean to you, Chad?
Yes.
Today?
Maybe like once.
Maybe once today? Okay.
Yeah.
So Charlie 1, Chad 0 for today.
Yeah.
So what do we do when people are mean to us? When somebody that we think is our friend, when they're mean to us, what do?
We ask God.
We ask God to help us. We don't be mean back, right?
Mm-mm.
We ask God to help us. But that's why this is confusing, because when David prays about his friend that betrayed him, lifted up his heel against him, what does he pray? This is interesting. He says, but thou, O Lord, be merciful unto me. So, Lord, I need your grace, your strength, your mercy. I need you to raise me up, he says, raise me up that I may requite them. Okay, now, some versions say that I may repay them. But what is the sense of this? Is David saying, I want vengeance? Is David unforgiving? I don't think so. I think there's 2 senses to this, okay? There's 2 possible senses to this, okay? The first is that David was a king, and David was caring for a lot of people. David was a shepherd king in charge of the needs of a lot of people. And when people hurt him, or when people are trying to destroy him, they're fighting God, and they're fighting his ability to care for those people. And so there's a sense of justice here, where David says, I don't think he's saying, I want vengeance and I'm unforgiving, okay? How could you pray for mercy in one breath and not be merciful, okay? That just doesn't even work. But what David is in his official capacity is a king who is responsible to execute justice on behalf of others, okay? So where there was criminality involved, where there was treason, where the nation has been damaged, where people are paying the price for the betrayal of the state and really of the will of God, David says, I want to deal with that. I want to deal with that. But the word requite, It's not the sense of vengeance. It could be this: God raised me up so that I can be good to them. Okay, I want to repay good to those who have hurt me. Now, it's one of the two, and maybe it's both. Maybe David is going to try to be merciful and repay good when God raises him up, but in the face of rejection or continual betrayal, he'll execute justice. We don't really know what the outcome was, but we know this: David goes to God with his betrayal, and that's the big takeaway today. He goes to God and he says, God, give me mercy, protect me, and raise me up. So don't let my enemies win. And then, God, help me to do the right thing. When you've raised me up and protected me, help me do the right thing towards those that mistreated me. So, guys, that's what we do when somebody mistreats us. We ask God to help us to do the right thing. Instead of just being mean back, we ask God to say, help us. Okay? So when Chad's mean to you in a little while, what are you going to do? Tell mom, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's what David did. He told God. He told his authority. Hey, happy Wednesday. See you tonight or tomorrow. Have a great day. Say, have a great day, guys.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye.